My dear girl, stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. You are not just a daughter, a sister, a girlfriend, or a wife. You are life itself. And life does not beg for validation. It simply exists in its fullest glory. But somewhere society whispered in your ear, be a good girl, be quiet, be agreeable. I say no. Don't be just good, be alive. Be aware, be unstoppable. Do you know what makes a woman truly powerful? It is not her beauty, not her charm, not even her intelligence. It is her clarity. A woman who knows who she is and what she wants is the most dangerous force in this world. And my dear, you are that force. So let me tell you what you must know. Happiness is not something you find. It is not lying on the street waiting for you to pick it up. It is not hidden in someone else's heart, waiting to be unlocked by their love. And it is certainly not a gift someone else can hand over to you. Happiness is something you create. Yet, from the moment you were born, the world taught you a lie. They told you that happiness will come when you are loved. They told you that it will come when you are accepted, when you are approved, when you are chosen. They told you that happiness will arrive the day you fit into society's perfect little box. But let me tell you something that will shake the ground beneath your feet. Happiness is not given. It is taken. You have been conditioned to believe that your happiness is a side effect of someone else's actions. That when people treat you well, you will feel good. That when someone says, I love you, you will feel complete. That when society applauds you, you will finally feel worthy. But that is a lie. Because the moment you put your happiness in someone else's hands, you become a slave, a puppet, controlled by the moods, opinions, and choices of others. And that is the easiest way to destroy yourself. How many times have you smiled when you wanted to cry just to keep the peace? How many times have you silenced your own voice just so someone else wouldn't leave? How many times have you swallowed your pain, convinced that if you just hold on a little longer, someone else will come and make it all better? My dear, listen carefully. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to walk into your life with a magic wand and erase your suffering. No one is responsible for making you feel happy, fulfilled, or whole. That job belongs to you. The day you understand this, you become unstoppable. The moment you realize that your happiness is not in anyone's hands but your own, you become untouchable. Because now, no one can manipulate you by withholding love. No one can control you by threatening to leave. No one can break you by taking away their approval. You are no longer a beggar waiting for scraps of joy from other people's tables. You are the master of your own emotions. Think about it. Have you ever seen a truly happy person being controlled by others? No, because happy people don't seek validation. They don't need constant reassurance. They don't wait for the world to say, yes, you are good enough. They already know. And that is why they are so powerful. So stop waiting. Stop waiting for someone to choose you before you choose yourself. Stop waiting for someone to love you before you love yourself. Stop waiting for permission to be happy. Happiness is not a destination you arrive at after a lifetime of struggle. It is something you decide to feel right now, in this moment, without conditions, without reasons. Do you know what the most dangerous woman in the world looks like? She is not the prettiest, she is not the smartest. She is the woman who has decided, I will be happy on my own terms. That woman cannot be broken because she does not rely on anyone to complete her. That woman cannot be manipulated because she does not live for anyone's approval. That woman cannot be controlled because she has already found everything she needs within herself. And let me tell you something. Once you become that woman, people will fear you. They will call you selfish. They will say you have changed. They will tell you, you used to be such a nice girl. What happened? And do you know what you tell them? Nothing. You simply smile. Because you are done explaining yourself. You are done shrinking yourself. You are done living a life designed by others. You are done waiting. Because the time is now. The power is yours. And the only permission you ever needed was your own. Respect yourself first, because if you don't, no one else will. The world is watching, people are observing, and they will treat you exactly the way you allow them to. If you tolerate disrespect once, you have already written the script for how you will be treated forever. Think about it. Have you ever seen a queen begging for respect? Have you ever seen a lioness asking permission to roar? No, because they know who they are. They don't wait for the world to recognize their worth. They declare it, they demand it, and the world falls in line. But what do most people do? They keep quiet when they should speak up. They laugh it off when someone crosses the line. They make excuses for those who hurt them. Maybe he didn't mean it that way. Maybe she was just having a bad day. Maybe I'm overreacting. No, stop excusing disrespect. Stop normalizing the pain. Stop betraying yourself just to keep the peace. The first time someone disrespects you and you let it slide, you have taught them a lesson. They can do it again. The second time it becomes a pattern. And the third time it becomes your reality. A reality where you are undervalued, taken for granted, treated as an option instead of a priority. And the worst part? It's not even their fault anymore. Because you allowed it. You showed them that your boundaries can be bent, that your self-worth can be negotiated. Do you know what happens when a woman respects herself? The entire world adjusts. People think twice before speaking to her the wrong way. They know they can't mistreat her and get away with it. They realize that if they cross a line, she will walk away without hesitation, without explanation. And that is power. That is freedom. That is the energy of a woman who has chosen herself over the approval of others. And here's the truth. Self-respect is not about arrogance. It's not about being rude or acting superior. It's about understanding that your value does not decrease based on someone else's inability to see it. It's about knowing that you deserve kindness, loyalty, and honesty. Not as a reward, but as a basic standard. It's about refusing to beg for love, for attention, for respect. Because those who truly value you will never make you beg in the first place. Look around. Look at the strongest, most successful, most powerful women in the world. Do they beg for validation? Do they allow others to walk all over them? No. They set the tone. They decide what is acceptable and what is not. They don't waste time convincing someone to respect them. They walk away from those who don't. And let me tell you something. When you start respecting yourself, something magical happens. The people who only wanted to use you, manipulate you, control you, they will leave. They won't like the new you. They won't like the fact that you have boundaries now, that you don't tolerate nonsense anymore. And that's good. Let them go. Their exit is not a loss, it's a victory. Because real people, the ones who genuinely care about you, will stay. They will respect you even more. But it all begins with you. How you see yourself sets the standard for how others see you. How you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you. If you keep choosing people who don't respect you, if you keep accepting behavior that makes you feel small, the universe will assume that's what you believe you deserve. And it will keep sending you the same lesson over and over again until you finally understand you are worth more. So the next time someone disrespects you, remember this. Your silence is approval. Your tolerance is permission. And your self-respect is the one thing that should never be up for negotiation. Beauty fades. That is the simple truth no one wants to admit. The face you see in the mirror today will not be the same face you see 20 years from now. The glow of youth will soften, the tightness of skin will loosen, and the compliments about how pretty you are will slowly fade into silence. And if all you ever invested in was your looks, then what will be left? A deep emptiness. A desperate need to cling to something that was never meant to last. But power, that is something different. Power is not tied to the reflection in the mirror. It does not wrinkle with age. It does not weaken with time. It does not disappear when the world stops looking. Power stays. Power grows. Power commands respect long after beauty has faded. And that is why a wise woman does not chase beauty alone. She chases power. Think about the women who are truly unforgettable, the ones who walk into a room and turn heads without saying a word. Is it just their appearance that makes people stop and listen? No. It is their energy, their presence, their unshakable confidence. Because a woman who has invested in her mind, her skills and her strength carries something that no amount of makeup, no designer dress, no perfect body can ever replace. Substance. Beauty may open doors, but power makes sure those doors never close. Beauty may attract attention, but power demands respect. Beauty may make someone desire you, but power makes them admire you. And admiration lasts far longer than desire. A woman who builds herself from the inside out is a woman who cannot be controlled. When all you have is beauty, you are at the mercy of those who admire it. You are dependent on their validation, their compliments, their approval. But when you have power, when you have knowledge, skills, wisdom and confidence, you do not need anyone to tell you that you are valuable. You already know. The world teaches women to invest in their appearance, to spend hours perfecting their hair, their skin, their bodies. But how much time do they spend perfecting their minds, their abilities, their independence? A beautiful face might give you attention, but a powerful mind gives you options. And options are what set you free. Have you ever noticed how people talk about women? If a woman is just beautiful, they admire her for a moment and move on. But if a woman is powerful, they remember her forever. They study her, they fear her, they respect her. Because she cannot be owned. She cannot be dismissed. She does not need to be chosen, she chooses. And here's the secret most women don't realize until it's too late. Even the people who admire your beauty will eventually look beyond it. They will start to ask, what else is there? What do you have to say? What do you believe in? What do you stand for? And if you have nothing to offer beyond your looks, their interest will fade just as quickly as their compliments. But when you are a woman of power, you do not fear time. You do not fear aging. You do not fear being overlooked. Because what you have is eternal. What you have cannot be taken away by age, by circumstance, by the fleeting opinions of others. You have built something real. You have built yourself. So don't just be the woman who turns heads. Be the woman who turns minds. Be the woman who changes conversations, who inspires action, who commands respect without ever having to demand it. Let beauty be a part of you, but never let it be all of you. Because at the end of the day, the world does not belong to the most beautiful women. It belongs to the most powerful. The world will judge you no matter what you do. That is the first truth you must accept if you want to live a life of freedom. People will talk, they will whisper, they will watch your every move, waiting for a reason to criticize, a reason to doubt you, a reason to bring you down. And the most foolish thing you can do is waste your energy trying to please them. Wear short clothes, they will call you shameless. Wear long clothes, they will call you boring. Speak your mind, they will call you arrogant. Stay quiet, they will call you weak. Focus on your career, they will say you are too ambitious. Choose to stay at home, they will say you lack ambition. No matter what path you take, someone somewhere will always have something to say. So why not do what you want? Why not live for yourself instead of bending to the impossible standards of others? Look at the people who criticize you. Really look at them. Are they happy? Are they fulfilled? Are they living the kind of life you aspire to have? No, because truly successful, truly powerful people do not waste their time judging others. They are too busy building themselves. The ones who point fingers, the ones who gossip, the ones who try to control you with their words, these are the ones who have done nothing with their own lives. Their opinions do not matter, and yet so many people allow themselves to be prisoners of those opinions. How many dreams have been buried because of fear? How many lives have been lived in silence because someone was too afraid of being judged? How many women have held themselves back, played small, dimmed their light, just to avoid the sting of other people's words? But here is the truth. No matter how much you try to be good, no matter how much you try to fit in, you will never be able to escape judgment. So stop trying. Instead, ask yourself, if I'm going to be judged anyway, shouldn't I at least be judged for something I actually believe in? If people are going to talk, shouldn't they at least talk about how I was brave enough to live my truth? Because if you spend your whole life trying to be accepted, you will lose yourself in the process. And one day, when it is too late, you will look back and realize that all those people you tried to impress, all those voices you tried to silence, never really mattered at all. Think about the greatest women in history. Were they loved by everyone? No. Were they free of criticism? No. They were ridiculed, insulted, called names, dragged through the dirt. But did they stop? Did they change themselves to please the crowd? No. They kept going, they kept pushing. They lived by one rule. I am not here to be liked. I am here to be respected. And that is what made them legends. You must understand this. Every time you change yourself to fit into someone else's mold, you lose a piece of your soul. Every time you hold back your voice, you give away your power. Every time you let someone else's opinion dictate your choices, you are allowing them to control your life. And why? For what? For a few moments of their approval? Approval that will never last, because the moment you make one wrong move, they will turn on you again. So stop playing their game. Step out of their trap. Let them talk. Let them gossip. Let them misunderstand you. It is not your job to make them see the real you. It is not your responsibility to convince them of your worth. Your only job is to live in a way that makes you proud. Your only responsibility is to be true to yourself, no matter who stands against you. They will judge you, yes, but what matters is that you do not judge yourself through their eyes. What matters is that when you look in the mirror, you see a woman who is unafraid, unapologetic, and unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, their words will fade, but your choices will remain. And the only regret you will ever have is not living for yourself while you had the chance. Love is beautiful, but it is not enough. They don't tell you this in fairy tales. They don't teach you this in romantic movies. They make you believe that if you just find love, everything else will magically fall into place. They tell you that love will heal all wounds, erase all pain, and complete all the missing pieces of your soul. But that is a lie. Because love alone cannot build a life. Love alone cannot make a person respect you, value you, or stay loyal to you. Love alone will not put food on your table, nor will it protect you when the storms of life come crashing down. How many women have given everything in the name of love, only to be left broken, empty, and forgotten? How many have sacrificed their dreams, their careers, their identities, believing that love would be enough to make it all worth it? And how many have found themselves standing in the ruins of that love, wondering where it all went wrong? Because love is a feeling, but a life is built on choices. And if those choices are not grounded in respect, honesty, commitment, and personal growth, then love alone will never be enough. Love should never be an excuse to tolerate less than you deserve. It should never be a reason to accept disrespect, to endure lies, to settle for inconsistency. But that is what so many people do. They stay in relationships where they are not valued because at least he loves me. They accept less than they deserve because love is supposed to be hard. They endure pain, betrayal, and neglect because if I love him enough, maybe he will change. But love is not a justification for suffering. Love is not a reason to let go of your dignity. Love is not a battle where you must constantly prove your worth. If someone truly loves you, they will not put you in a position where you have to question it. Love must be built on a foundation of something deeper: respect, trust, and personal strength. A love that is based only on emotions will always be fragile, because emotions change. Passion fades. Attraction comes and goes, but what remains? Respect remains, loyalty remains. The ability to grow together remains. And if these things are missing, then all you have is an illusion, a temporary high that will eventually leave you more empty than before. A woman who understands this does not fall for words. She does not believe in empty promises. She does not mistake attention for love, nor does she confuse possession with devotion. She knows that love is not about how someone makes her feel in the moment, but about how they treat her over time. She knows that real love does not demand that she shrink herself, that she silence her voice, that she give up her dreams just to keep someone else comfortable. She knows that a love that requires her to sacrifice her self-worth is not love at all. And this is why a woman must first build herself before she gives her heart to someone else. She must have her own identity, her own strength, her own independence. Because when love comes, it should be a choice, not a necessity. It should be an addition to her happiness, not the source of it. A woman who has built herself cannot be manipulated by the fear of losing love, because she knows that losing herself is a far greater loss. Look at the strongest women in history. Did they wait for love to define them? Did they allow their worth to be measured by whether or not they were chosen by a man? No. They built their own lives. They created their own paths. They loved, yes, but they never let love be the thing that defined them. And because of that, they were never at the mercy of anyone else's choices. Too many women give their hearts before they have given themselves a solid foundation to stand on. And then, when love is taken away, they are left with nothing. But love should never leave you empty. Love should never be something that, if removed, destroys everything you are. Love should be something that adds to your life, not something that becomes your entire life. So build yourself first. Love yourself first. Stand strong in who you are before you allow anyone to stand beside you. Because when you know your worth, you will never again settle for a love that asks you to prove it. Your mind is your greatest weapon, but it can also be your greatest enemy. The thoughts you allow to live in your head will shape your entire reality. They will decide whether you rise or fall, whether you fight or surrender, whether you break barriers or become a prisoner of your own doubts. And yet, so many people treat their minds like a garbage bin, let in every insecurity, every toxic belief that the world throws at them. They absorb negativity like a sponge, and then they wonder why their lives are filled with pain, failure, and regret. Your mind is either working for you or against you. There is no middle ground. And the only way to make sure it works for you is to take control of what you allow to enter it. Every single day you are being programmed. By the news, by social media, by the people around you. Every comment, every image, every opinion is planting a seed in your subconscious. Some seeds will grow into confidence, strength, and power. Others will grow into self-doubt, fear, and helplessness. And the scariest part, most people don't even realize they are being programmed at all. Look at the thoughts that run through your mind. Are they your own? Or are they just reflections of what society has conditioned you to believe? Have you been told that you're not smart enough, not capable enough, not worthy enough? Have you been taught to doubt yourself before you even try? If you do not take control of your mind, the world will do it for you. And trust me, the world does not want you to be powerful. The world does not want you to believe in yourself. Because a woman who fully understands her own strength is a woman who cannot be controlled. It all starts with awareness. Watch your thoughts. Watch your words. Every time you catch yourself saying, I can't do this, change it. Every time you think I'm not good enough, question it. Every time you believe this is just the way things are, challenge it. Your mind is listening. Your mind is learning. And the more you repeat a thought, the more it becomes your reality. Do you know why some people succeed and others don't? It's not because they are more talented. It's not because they are luckier. It's because they believe they can. They have trained their minds to see opportunities where others see obstacles. They have learned to silence doubt before it even has a chance to take root. And because they think differently, they act differently. They take risks. They step out of their comfort zones. They do not waste time worrying about what might go wrong. They focus on making things go right. And this is the truth. Your thoughts create your future. If you constantly tell yourself that you will fail, you will. If you convince yourself that you are not worthy of success, you will never achieve it. If you live with the belief that life is against you, life will prove you right. But the moment you decide to take control, to reprogram your mind, to fill it with thoughts of strength, success, and unstoppable determination, that is the moment your life begins to change. You must protect your mind the way you would protect your most valuable possession. Stop feeding it with negativity. Stop surrounding yourself with people who drain you, who belittle you, who make you feel small. Stop consuming media that makes you feel inadequate. Stop listening to voices that tell you that you are anything less than extraordinary. Guard your mind like a queen guards her kingdom, because once you lose control of it, you lose control of everything. The most powerful women in the world are not the ones with the most money, the best looks, or the highest status. They are the ones who have mastered their minds. They do not allow fear to dictate their actions. They do not let failure define them. They do not waste their energy worrying about things they cannot control. They have trained their thoughts to work for them, not against them. And because of that, they move through life with a power that cannot be shaken. This is your greatest battle, not against the world, not against your circumstances, not against those who doubt you. Your greatest battle is against the limits of your own mind. And the moment you win that battle, nothing will ever be able to stop you again. Pain is a teacher. It is not your enemy. It is not a curse. It is not something to run away from. Pain is the fire that forges the strongest souls, the storm that shapes the most powerful warriors. But most people don't understand this. The moment they feel pain, they panic. They cry, they complain, they beg for it to stop. They see it as an obstacle when in reality, it is an opportunity. An opportunity to grow. An opportunity to learn. An opportunity to become something greater than they were before. Look back at your life. Every struggle, every heartbreak, every disappointment, did it not change you? Did it not push you? Did it not force you to see the world differently? And yet you wish those things had never happened. You wish life had been easier, softer, gentler. But what would that have made you? Weak, unprepared, incapable of handling the weight of your own destiny. The greatest women in history were not born in comfort. They were not shaped by ease. They were hardened by pain, sharpened by adversity, and transformed by suffering. When fire touches gold, the impurities burn away, leaving behind something purer, something stronger. The same happens with you. Pain burns away your illusions. It forces you to see what is real. It strips you of your weaknesses, leaving only the parts of you that are unbreakable. Every time life knocks you down, you have two choices: stay down and be defeated, or rise stronger than before. And that choice will define your entire existence. The problem is that most people see pain as a punishment. They believe that if they are suffering, something must be wrong. They question themselves, they question life, they even question the universe. Why me, they ask. Why is this happening to me? But that is the wrong question. The right question is, what is this pain trying to teach me? Because there is always a lesson. There is always a message hidden in the suffering. And those who listen, those who learn, those who embrace their pain instead of running from it, those are the ones who become unstoppable. Think of the strongest people you know. Did they have an easy life? Did everything go their way? Or did they rise from their struggles like phoenixes from the ashes? Every scar they carry is proof of a battle they survived. Every wound they have is a lesson they learned. And every time they fell, they got up with more wisdom, more resilience, more power. You admire their strength, but do you truly understand what created it? It was pain. It was loss. It was betrayal. It was failure. The very things you fear, the very things you try to avoid, those are the things that could make you great. Pain will introduce you to yourself. It will show you who you truly are when everything is stripped away. Are you a fighter? Are you a survivor? Or are you someone who breaks the moment things get hard? The answer to that question is not written in your past, it is written in your response. How you react to your pain will decide your future. Some people experience pain and become bitter. They let it destroy them. They let it harden their hearts and poison their minds. Others experience pain and become wiser. They let it refine them. They let it push them into the next level of their evolution. You cannot escape pain. No one can. You will be hurt. You will be betrayed. You will experience loss. That is the price of being alive. But if you learn to use your pain instead of being used by it, you will discover a power inside you that nothing can shake. Because once you have walked through fire and survived, what else is there to fear? Once you have hit rock bottom and climbed your way back up, who else is there to impress? You will realize that no external force can break you because you have already faced the worst and come out standing. This is why the most powerful people are not the ones who have never suffered. They are the ones who have suffered deeply and refused to let it break them. They are the ones who have turned their pain into wisdom, their struggles into strength, their scars into stories of survival. They do not see themselves as victims of life, but as warriors forged by it. If you are in pain right now, do not diss it away. Do not resist it. Do not drown in self-pity. Instead, ask yourself, how can this make me stronger? What lesson is hidden inside this struggle? How can I use this pain to build the kind of life I deserve? The moment you shift your perspective, the moment you stop seeing pain as an enemy and start seeing it as a teacher, that is the moment you take control. That is the moment you become powerful beyond measure. Confidence is not given. It is built. It is not something you are born with. It is something you create within yourself, brick by brick, choice by choice. And yet, so many people sit around waiting for confidence to appear like magic. They think that one day they will wake up and feel powerful. They think that if they achieve enough, if they look perfect, if they get enough validation from the world, then confidence will suddenly fill them like a gift from the heavens. But that is not how it works. Confidence does not come from external things. It comes from knowing who you are, from standing in your own power, from refusing to let fear dictate your life. Look at the world around you. The people who command attention, the ones who walk into a room and instantly own it, do you think they were always that way? Do you think they never had doubts, never had fears, never questioned themselves? Of course they did. But the difference between them and everyone else is that they did not let those doubts stop them. They acted despite their fears. They moved forward even when their inner voice whispered, "You are not enough." That is how confidence is built, not by waiting to feel ready, but by proving to yourself over and over again that you are capable. Every time you doubt yourself, every time you hesitate, every time you hold yourself back because you are afraid of failure, you are reinforcing weakness. And every time you take action despite your fear, every time you step into the unknown, every time you push yourself beyond your comfort zone, you are reinforcing strength. Confidence is a muscle, and like any muscle, it grows when it is challenged. If you do not exercise it, if you do not push it, it will remain weak. But if you train it, if you test it, if you keep showing up even when your hands are shaking, it will grow until nothing can shake you. You must understand this confidence is not about being fearless. It is about being brave enough to act even when you are afraid. The people you admire, the ones who seem unshakable, they feel fear just like you do. The only difference is that they refuse to let fear make their decisions. They refuse to let self-doubt control their lives. They know that if they waited to feel completely ready, they would never start. If they waited for the world to give them permission, they would never step into their power. And you, what are you waiting for? Are you waiting for someone to tell you that you are good enough? Are you waiting for life to hand you confidence on a silver platter? Because that will never happen. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to walk into your life and suddenly erase all your doubts. No amount of compliments, no amount of success, no amount of external validation will ever be enough if you do not first believe in yourself. Because confidence is not about what others think of you. It is about what you think of yourself. You can fake confidence for the world, but you cannot fake it to yourself. You know when you're playing small. You know when you are avoiding risks because you are afraid to fail. You know when you are settling for less than you deserve because stepping up would require courage. And every time you let fear win, you weaken the foundation of your confidence. But every time you push past fear, even in the smallest way, you add another layer of strength to it. Do you know what real confidence looks like? It is not arrogance. It is not walking around thinking you are better than everyone else. It is not about having the loudest voice or the biggest ego. Real confidence is quiet. It is unshakable. It is walking into a room and not needing validation because you already know your worth. It is standing in your truth even when the world tries to shake you. It is knowing that you do not have to prove anything to anyone because you are already enough. And the best part, confidence is contagious. When you stand tall, when you refuse to shrink, when you own your space unapologetically, the world responds. People take you seriously. Opportunities find you, respect follows you. Not because you begged for it, not because you demanded it, but because you became someone who naturally commands it. So stop waiting. Stop overthinking. Stop letting fear control your choices. Confidence is built in the moments when you decide to show up anyway. It is built in the times when you take action even though your heart is pounding, even though your voice is shaking. It is built every time you refuse to let insecurity make your decisions. If you keep waiting for confidence to magically appear, you will spend your whole life waiting. But if you start creating it, step by step, moment by moment, choice by choice, you will become unstoppable. People will talk, they always do. No matter what you do, no matter how good you are, no matter how pure your intention, someone somewhere will have something to say. They will judge you. They will criticize you. They will doubt you, misunderstand you, and try to make you question yourself. And if you live your life trying to please them, you will never truly live at all. You will be a puppet, moving to the strings of their opinions, constantly shifting, constantly adapting, constantly shrinking yourself just to fit into the boxes they create for you. But tell me, is that the life you want? A life where your worth is measured by the approval of others? A life where you spend every moment worrying about what they think instead of focusing on what you truly want? You must understand these people's opinions of you are none of your business. Their words do not define you. Their judgments do not determine your value. Their expectations do not set the limits of your potential. The only thing that matters is what you believe about yourself. Because the moment you start living for their approval, you lose yourself. You become a prisoner in a cage built from their opinions. And the worst part is, you are the one who locked yourself inside. Look around, how many people are living small, safe, miserable lives because they are afraid of being judged? How many dreams have died because someone was too scared to be criticized? How many women have silenced their voices, dimmed their light, and held back their power just because they didn't want to be talked about? And for what? So that a few people who don't even matter can sleep better at night? So that society can remain comfortable while you suffer in silence? So that you can fit in with people who would never dare to dream as big as you do? Let them talk. Let them whisper. Let them roll their eyes, mock you, doubt you, misunderstand you. It does not matter. The only thing that matters is that you keep moving forward. Because here's the truth, people only criticize what they do not understand. They only judge what they secretly envy. They only attack what makes them uncomfortable. And the moment you start rising, the moment you start becoming something more than they expected, they will talk even louder. That is not a sign that you are failing, it is a sign that you are winning. Do you think the most powerful women in history were loved by everyone? Do you think they reached greatness without facing resistance? No, they were ridiculed. They were doubted, they were torn apart by people who could not stand the sight of their strength. But they did not stop. They did not shrink. They did not waste their energy trying to convince the world to accept them. They simply became so great that the world had no choice but to respect them. And that is what you must do. Stop explaining yourself. Stop defending yourself. Stop trying to prove yourself to people who have already decided not to see your worth. Let your success be your response. Let your growth be your revenge. Let your happiness be the thing that silences them all. Because no amount of talking, no amount of judgment, no amount of criticism can stop a woman who has decided to rise. You do not need their approval. You do not need their validation. You do not need their permission to be great. The only thing you need is the courage to be unapologetically yourself. The world does not reward those who blend in, it rewards those who stand out. It rewards those who are brave enough to walk their own path, even when that path is lined with doubters and critics. So the next time they talk, the next time they laugh, the next time they try to make you feel small, remember this: you were not put on this earth to be liked by everyone. You were not born to fit into their expectations. You were born to break them. You were born to lead, to create, to inspire, to rise beyond anything they ever imagined. And if that makes them uncomfortable, so be it. Their discomfort is not your problem. Let them talk. And while they do, keep building your empire. Keep chasing your dreams. Keep proving to yourself every single day that you are so much more than they could ever comprehend. Because in the end, their words will fade, their opinions will change, but the life you build for yourself, that will last forever. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to pick you up and place you on the throne you deserve. No one is going to hand you the life you dream of. And if you are waiting for someone to see your worth, to recognize your potential, to give you permission to rise, you are wasting precious time. Because the truth is, the only person who can change your life is you. The only person who can make things happen is you. The only person responsible for your success, your happiness, your growth, your evolution is you. But most people don't want to hear this. They want to believe that one day, things will magically fall into place. That one day, someone will come and give them the opportunity of a lifetime. That one day, everything will just work out. But one day is an illusion. It does not exist. There is only today. There is only now. And if you keep waiting, if you keep making excuses, if you keep postponing your greatness, then years will pass and you will still be standing in the same place, wondering why nothing has changed. Look around. How many people are living unfulfilled lives, drowning in regret? Not because they weren't capable, not because they weren't talented, but because they never took action. Because they let fear keep them stuck? Because they let self-doubt convince them that they weren't ready? And every single day they tell themselves, maybe tomorrow, but tomorrow comes and goes and they remain exactly where they have always been, watching life pass them by. You cannot afford to be one of those people. You cannot afford to waste time waiting for a sign, for permission, for the perfect moment, because there is no perfect moment. The perfect moment is the moment you decide to act, the moment you decide to stop waiting. The moment you decide that you are enough, that you are capable, that you are powerful beyond measure, and that no one, not society, not your family, not your past, not your fears, has the right to dictate the limits of your potential. Do you know what separates those who succeed from those who don't? It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's not privilege. It's action. It's the willingness to show up every single day and do the work. It's the refusal to wait for opportunities and instead create them. It's the mindset of I will make this happen no matter what. Because here's the truth, nothing works unless you do. No dream will manifest, no goal will be achieved, no success will come unless you put in the effort to make it real. But most people don't want to do the work. They want shortcuts. They want overnight success. They want everything to come easily. But nothing worth having comes easy. Every great woman you admire, every powerful leader, every successful individual, none of them got there by accident. They worked for it. They sacrificed for it. They showed up for themselves even when no one else believed in them. And if you want that kind of life, if you want to stand in your power, if you want to be someone who commands respect, who achieves greatness, who lives without regrets, then you must be willing to do what others won't. You must be willing to bet on yourself when no one else does. You must be willing to put in the work even when it feels like nothing is happening. Because success is not a straight road. It is not a smooth path. It is a battlefield. And on this battlefield, you will face obstacles. You will be tested. You will fall, you will fail. You will feel like giving up. And in those moments, you will have a choice to quit or to rise. To let challenges break you or to let them shape you. To sit in your excuses or to stand in your power. And that choice is yours alone. No one can make it for you. No one can fight this battle for you. No one can walk this path but you. And if you truly want to live a life that is extraordinary, then you must be willing to go all in. Not halfway, not when it's convenient. Not when you feel motivated, but every single day with every single breath, no matter what. Because the truth is, you don't need anyone to save you. You don't need anyone to rescue you. You are your own hero. You are your own savior. You are the one you've been waiting for. And the moment you stop waiting, the moment you start acting, the moment you take control of your own destiny, everything will change. There comes a time in life when you must decide, are you going to live as a spectator, watching from the sidelines while others write their stories? Or are you going to take the pen into your own hands and script a destiny that shakes the very foundations of this world? Because make no mistake, you were not born to be ordinary. You were not placed on this earth just to exist, just to survive, just to fit in. You were born to stand out. You were born to break barriers. You were born to rise, to shine, to lead, to become a force so powerful that even the universe takes notice. But none of that happens if you sit in fear. None of that happens if you keep waiting for life to change instead of being the one who changes it. The world will not slow down for you. It will not wait for you to be ready. The opportunities you let slip by today may never come again. And the dreams you keep pushing aside will one day become the regrets that haunt you. So what are you waiting for? There's no more time for excuses. There's no more time for hesitation. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to go all in. No more half-hearted attempts. No more waiting for the perfect moment. No more doubting whether you are capable, because you are. You always have been. You just needed to see it for yourself. They will tell you that you can't. They will say that you are dreaming too big. They will try to clip your wings before you even learn to fly. But remember this, the people who doubt you are not predicting your future. They are speaking from the limits of their own minds. Their fears are not your fears. Their small thinking does not define your destiny. You do. So rise above their noise. Rise above their doubts. Rise above the limits they try to place on you. The road will not be easy. There will be days when you feel like breaking. There will be moments when the weight of the journey feels unbearable. But you do not stop. You do not give up. You do not let failure define you. Because failure is not the end, it is the beginning. Every great success was once a painful struggle. Every powerful woman you admire today was once a girl who refused to back down. And now it is your turn. You are stronger than your struggles. You are greater than your fears. You are more powerful than you have ever imagined. You are not just another person in the crowd. You are a revolution waiting to happen. And when you finally embrace that, when you finally decide to step into your power without apology, without hesitation, the world will have no choice but to make space for you. So go. Chase that dream. Build that empire. Become the woman who walks into every room like she belongs there, because she does. Become the woman who no longer seeks validation because she knows her worth. Become the woman who, no matter how many times she falls, always gets back up, stronger, fiercer, unstoppable. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that truly matters is this: did you live fully? Did you love fiercely? Did you fight for the life you deserved? Because if the answer is yes, then no opinion, no failure, no setback can ever take away the fact that you became everything you were meant to be. And that, my dear, is the greatest victory of all.